Hey everyone, it's Claven. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you this fun night out 80s inspired glamour moment. So if you want to see that, keep watching. Next I'm going to be exfoliating with the Sephora collection AHA PHA pads. I just find that this gives a really smooth base for application, especially if there's any dryness or anything kicked up on the skin. And she wanted me to shave the ends of her eyebrows because she always does that. And now I'm going in with this Clinique moisturizing jelly, and it has that perfect texture just to give a little bit of that bounce back to the skin. Now I want the skin to be glowy, but I still want it to have that soft focus effect, so I'm using the Danessa Myricks Universal Blurring Balm to get that effect. It's amazing for longevity and as well as giving that soft focus blurred look on the skin. Now I'm going in with the Freck Beauty Rich Bitch moisturizer. It has the texture you saw of kind of like snail mucin, and it gives that perfect glow. So everything's going to be reflective where I want it, which is on the high points, and then soft focus in the center. And now I'm going to start on brows. I'm using the e.l.f. Brow Lift, and I'm just brushing the hairs into place. And I'm going to be using the Made by Mitchell color case, the neutrals one, and using the deeper brown, almost like a charcoal brown, to carve out the shape of her brows. So I had never tried out the Kosas Glow IV before. I think I tried it out myself once actually, and I liked it. But here I'm trying it on her, and I really loved the amount of shimmer that it gave, especially underneath a foundation. It looks really pretty underneath foundation. Now, it does have little specks of glitter in it, so if you're not into that, then, don't. But I think it looks gorgeous. And now I'm taking a fluffy brush with the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I just got a lot of them a little bit ago because they were going on sale because they're just continuing them, sadly. But I'm applying it with a fluffy brush. I feel like this is just the best way to get a light medium coverage out of most foundations. I'm telling you, if y'all haven't tried putting on your foundation with a fluffy brush, you are missing out. It gives the perfect amount of product, and it doesn't crease, it doesn't leave streaky marks on the face. It's just amazing, really. And now I'm color correcting with some LA Girl Pro Concealer and going in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Concealers, some of my favorites, and just doing some light concealing. Not really carving out too much, but I still want to be able to cover up the redness that is underneath her eyes. But on a more important note, have y'all been seeing the clips of the Beyonce's Renaissance tour online? I want to go so bad. It just looks like so much fun. We all knew that she was going to eat because that's what she does every single tour, but this one is really giving budget. I don't know if y'all have seen the costumes, the set design, and the sound production. It's really just giving, and I live for that. I might have to go see her. I might have to try to secure some tickets, but I don't know. I'll have to wait until they're a little bit cheaper. There is a tour date near me, so I might go. And so now I'm just blending everything together to make sure it's all smooth. I'm using some Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 20 to set underneath her eyes. And I was just thinking, I think it would be so cool to be like a traveling makeup artist. I kind of am now. I'm just trying to start that. But, traveling on tour with, your favorite artist, I just feel like that would be so cool. I'm using the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade 8, I believe, from the Nude collection, and I'm using that as a bronzer. I end up using this a couple times today, I think on the face, eyes, and lips. It is just such a versatile product. I tell people all the time, if I could work for one makeup brand, it would always be Danessa Myricks. Every single product I've tried from hers is just literally revolutionary. I cannot explain enough how good her stuff is. So I'm just taking that everywhere where the sun would naturally hit and just kind of bronzing and giving a little bit of depth. Now I'm going to be laying a powder over top. I'm not doing that much because again, I want the skin to be very kind of dewy and ethereal looking. I don't want it to be too heavy in the coverage department. I want there to be this like ethereal kind of soft focus effect on the skin, but also a little bit dewy. So that's why I'm kind of taking the brush and dispersing the product in a very light manner. I use some of my e.l.f. setting mist and refreshing mist, I think it's called. I really love how this refreshes the makeup, and I'm just pushing that in with a sponge to give a more dewy look and letting that dry with my fan. It is giving skin, is giving foundation ad, period. I'm going in with some more of that Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 20 and going in with the neon version of the Made by Mitchell color cases for my blush. This is where the more 80s kind of night out style influence comes in, because I really want to do that super blush, super pink, high up on the cheekbones, kind of snatched blush moment. And it goes really well with the eye that I end up doing. My inspiration for this eye was really the Twin Flames Danessa Myricks shade that I got. It's in the shade True Love, which really inspired me. It has this kind of purpley greenish shift, and it just looks really transformative, and it just reminds me of like disco balls and glitz and glamour. And now I'm using that same Danessa Myricks Color Fix shade in the shade 8 as the base for my eyeshadows. I find that when you put a purple base under a pink, it really kind of ties it together and makes it look like you did more work than you really did. And then you just pack your purples and then your pinks over top like I'm going to do now. I left a lot of the blending in for y'all to see this time, so just let me know if you like the longer blending or the shorter blending, and I can kind of chop it up, but I'm going to let y'all watch now. Now that the eyes are nearly finished, I'm just going to be using the black shade from the Made by Mitchell color cases, the ones I used earlier, and I'm just going to be adding a little bit more depth on the inner eye. And now with the Essence Bye Bye Panda Lash and these Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 21, I'm going to start building up her lash line, and I actually decided on cutting them and making little individuals, and I found that it worked really good for this style of makeup. More of that fluttery kind of haphazard kind of look, you know, and it's not meant to look perfect. It's meant to look a little grungy kind of too, especially when I add the shimmer on top. It really adds that depth. And there we go. That is the Twin Flames by Danessa Myricks in the shade True Love. And see how it just adds that kind of grunge, that depth to it, and also that kind of like almost silvery sparkle too. You'll kind of see later that I add. And, you know, I'm using these for my portfolio, and this is my niece, so I'm not going to be doing every single look on her. I want to have more diversity in my portfolio with different face shapes and stuff like that. But these two looks I feel like were really fun. The last one being the more kind of full glam look I did on her. This one being a little bit more editorial. I don't know, they just give very fun, free spirit, you know, sickening energy. I'm now taking that Twin Flames in the shade True Love, almost all the way to the temple to give that snatched kind of metallic look. You'll really see it pull together. It really gives that kind of like rock star vibe, especially when I add the really bright shimmer. Y'all, this stuff right here is my new obsession. This is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade Milky Way. It is the most perfectly gilded silver mid-tone kind of shimmer. It has smaller pearl particles in it, but bigger kind of glitter particles, and just look at the shine that it gives. Depending on what you put underneath it, it's going to kind of transform what it looks like, which it makes for a perfect, you know, kind of blush or highlight topper. As you can see, I'm using it on her Cupid's bow as well as in the center of her nose bridge, and it just gives that metallic kind of shine, and I end up putting a little bit of this on her cheekbones too. As you can see, I have quite a few Danessa Myricks products in my kit. I'm telling y'all, get on the boat if you haven't already. Try some of her stuff out. So good. This is the Dewy Balm, and I have the shade that has little particles in it that give the highlighting effect. As you can see, it's really giving that rock star kind of vibe, and I'm putting a little bit of that over the edge of her eyeshadow too, to just kind of all merge it together. Using that e.l.f. refreshing spray and just giving a little bit more life to the skin, I'm going right back into that Danessa Myricks Color Fix, the same one that I used as the eye base and the contour / bronzer, and I'm using that as the lip liner today. When it says multi-use, it means multi-use. This is the perfect formula to use all over. It can really shave down a lot of space in your kit, so they're really good pigments and creams to have on hand. They are waterproof. They're going to last through rain, any sort of, you know, conditions. If you're on set or anything like that, the formula has the durability there, and they have the versatility in shade ranges. This is another product I've been obsessed with. This is the Sephora Collection Lip Stories lipstick in the shade 41 Take a Spin. It has that perfect champagne-y kind of reflect. And I'm going to be putting this Milani gloss over it that has a little bit more of that pink to tie it all together. I've been having a lot of fun recording these videos, and I have a bunch more ideas that I want to do, so definitely stay on the lookout for more looks. Thank y'all for watching today, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.